Shalom, 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 Israel. It's your King and Shepherd with another message of daily edification brought to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All praises due. Peace and salutations, Royal House of David. It's another day's journey. I wanted to give y'all a little lesson today on what the Most High is doing if you don't already know. See, I guess I'll start at the beginning. The Most High does things decently and in order, all right? And he has tactics on how he gets things done, all right? And if you're in the know, you can see clearly what's going on. Most High is a chess player. You know, checkers, you can go one move at a time. Chess, you're 4 or 5 steps ahead of your opponent. And that's what the Most High has been doing. Prove it to you. 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14 says, if my people that are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and I will restore their land. Roughly paraphrasing, right? So let's add that up right now. The camps came online in 1969, right? So, they've been calling on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. At the same time, they've been keeping the law of Moses, right? Right? So, tell me this. From 1969 all the way up until recently, all the way past the new millennia, what has happened on the watch of the Pharisees? How has this country prospered since their eyes were so-called open to the truth? Y'all can stop me when I'm wrong. Hopefully it's the Pharisees on here where you could chime in on the comment boards, you know, and start your bitching and whining, but I don't know how you're going to do it because these are just straight facts. From 1969 all the way up till about 2020. What happened on y'all watch? All right. 70s era, you had blacks and whites mingling together after old punk ass Martin Luther King gave his bullshit ass I have a dream speech. Okay. The nuclear family, where they had a man in the house, all right, a father, which is a father, a wife, and a couple of kids, all right, all the way through the 40s, 50s, and 60s, even when they were Christians, even when they were going to church, right, there was a nuclear family, all right, that so-called black people had. Even in 1921, when you looked at Black Wall Street, in 10 years, those people prospered better than any other people in America in 10 years. But the Most High is the one that took them down because he said, no man is going to buy your freedom. So he allowed these crackers to come in and dismantle them. All right. So in the 70s, the nuclear family started to disappear. They got the man out of the house through welfare. Now, all this time, the Pharisees are on the corners. They're teaching the 12 tribes. They're teaching who we are, but it wasn't widespread because there was no internet to spread the knowledge. Okay? But during that time that the Pharisees was teaching the law of Moses, keep the law, they formed their little camps and shit. Did we as a people get better or worse? Did society go easier on us or harder? Well, look at the history. From 70 to 80, what happened? After the man was taken out the house, all right, welfare was introduced. All women under the curses replaced the so-called black man with the U.S. government via food stamps and county checks. The man was forever locked out of his family. This is all on their watch, all right? So, 2 Chronicles 7:14, he said, if my people that are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven. All right? And he said that he will restore their land, right? Well, is that restoration getting the man taken out the house? Is that restoration? Are women willingly giving us up and telling the world that we ain't shit? I'm going to keep going. Then from 79, 80, 81, right? After the Black Panthers, street gangs took over and they plagued our communities, along with the influx of crack, cocaine, drugs, alcohol, and violence. All right? The jobs were taken out of the communities. Our children were left to themselves. Our women became more and more ratchet. All right? We've been getting destroyed since the 70s, all the way through the 80s. Gang violence reached an all-time high in the 90s. In the 2000s, homosexuality kicked in. This is all on their watch. If the Most High really heard y'all, he said he will restore the land. Things have gotten so bad for us since y'all been teaching that law of Moses bullshit that is outdated. There's no fucking way you could justify it. Just look around. Tell me where I'm wrong. And here's the thing. It's thousands of y'all. Thousands. It's thousands of camps. Right? But the Lord said it was going to be a small remnant that changes things. Y'all got so many camps I can't name you. Some of y'all got 5 people. Some of y'all got 500. Some of y'all got thousands. Like IUIC and GMS and all of them. All right? Y'all got hundreds and thousands of followers, and there's no change. So guess what? He didn't hear y'all. Proof is in the pudding. Right? Now, fast forward. When Rod of Iron was formed, when the law of liberty was put out into the world, what happened? Then the jab came into play. He started restoring our land right there. Because see, up until the time when y'all was talking all that shit, so-called black man, aka Judah, was the one getting the boot up his ass. While America prospered, police brutality was at an all-time high. Joblessness for black folks was at an all-time high. All right? Divorces, crack babies, children that were growing up fatherless, foster homes, birth control, all right? Free clinics, passing out prophylactics so to cut down our childbirth rate. All that happened under y'all watch. While this white man soared. They made so much money during the time that y'all quote unquote brought out the truth, right? So much money. Corporations made billions of dollars off of us. We owned less than 0.5% of the world's wealth. 1/2 of a penny. That's what our wealth amounted to. But we were the biggest consumers, the biggest spenders. All right? So what did the law of Moses do for his people? What did it do? Well, it put us further in bondage, those that chose to follow it. None got better. Y'all formed your own churches, right? You formed your own fucking churches, aka camps, which a lot of y'all were connected to the U.S. government under 501c3 charter, which is a tax exemption, all right? Where y'all could open your little buildings, make your money, and pimp the people. Same thing you did when Yahushua was here. The Pharisees were connected to Caesar. Stop me when I'm lying. Nothing new under the sun. All right? Now, around 2020, once the truth was established, the real truth, the law of liberty that Yahushua died for, then the booyah came into play. Now, the Most High started to heal our land by putting Deuteronomy 30:7 into play. Deuteronomy 30:7 says, roughly paraphrasing, that he's going to circumcise our hearts through the truth. And then after he does that, he's going to cause all of these plagues and curses to fall upon our enemies. So, the jab, was it just for us? No. See, he started infecting the heathens and the 2/3. Some of you damn camps that took that shit. But guess who didn't take it? The royal house didn't take that shit, man. The royal house didn't take it. Right? Because we stood on the Most High's word in spirit and in truth. And on 07/31/2021, all right, the Most High made it official. He said, 2 Chronicles 7:14, if my people that are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and I will restore their land. Well, we established that on the date that I just gave y'all. And you can ask any of the brothers that was there. When we stopped calling on the name of the Most High, the only reason I stopped is because I heard the voice of the Lord say, I hear you. And then he confirmed it in the sky above us with a skywriter, mysteriously saying, I am happier than ever. And then after that, he sent the chariots, 20, 30 chariots up there, just going crazy. All we saw was white lights. And then 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I ended up on dialysis, bringing into play Zechariah 13:1. The fountain was open because bloodshed had to be administered for the iniquity of the people of the real Israel. So what's happened since then? All right, well, since the implementation of the booyah, the American military has been decimated. America is surrounded by enemies. They have just signed a bill 2 days ago reinstituting the draft. All young men 18 to 26 are now registered. And it's going to be a penalty of 5 years in prison if they don't go. You brothers that's in this body, don't worry about that. That don't apply to you. Most High ain't finna give up one of his soldiers to go fight for these faggots. No, y'all don't worry about that. You stay the course. You ain't going nowhere. But he also opened it for the women. Women are now eligible for the draft. The last time the draft was instituted was during the Vietnam conflict. And I say conflict because you can't call Vietnam a war because war was never declared on Vietnam. It was a political war. All right? So, all that being said, from 1969 to 2020, you're looking at 40 plus years of the law of Moses being taught in the earthly realm and shit getting worse for us and only us. But in the time that the law of liberty has been put in, everybody that's part of this body and still part of this body, we go through some things, but you can't sit here and say that you're suffering like the rest of the world. And if you are, you're lying. You got hope. You have a clear vision, a clear head. You have knowledge of the shape of things to come. You have a connection with the Most High. He knows you, and you know him. And you know that you know him, pursuant to the scriptures, Romans 8 and 16. Your spirit bears witness with the words of this book that you are a son or a daughter of the Most High Power, the Father of lights. You know that. You know it. You feel it. You see it. Because he's giving you peace that surpasses all man's understanding. But here you got Pharisees thinking that they're getting ready to go into the wilderness and wipe their ass with dry ass leaves. You're cursed. And they got the nerve to come on my comment boards talking about, this nigga think he's still not under the curses. That's because I'm not, bitch. You are. You're still cursed. We're not cursed here. We have a clear perception of what's going on. We know who we are. We know who we serve. You don't serve the Most High. You serve a dead law that's been done away with for centuries. Stop me when I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm lying. Right? So, after the booyah was implemented, what's taking place? Since y'all seen me in your living rooms or on your cell phones every day, every night, every morning, what's taking place? We've gotten more done for Israel in 6 short years than in the 40 plus years that the Pharisees have been walking this earth. Not getting nothing done, but getting us deeper and deeper and deeper into peril and turmoil and trouble. Y'all have done nothing for the nation except wake up the real elect, of which you are not part of that group. Stop me when I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm wrong. All right? So, since 07/31/2021, after the booyah was implemented, the American military has been decimated. The spirit of faggotry and homosexuality and lesbianism has been implemented throughout the United States of America, all through the U.S. military, all through entertainment, all through music, all through families, all through the educational system. Who did it? It was the Most High doing it. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. But see, he said that he was going to turn the curses upon our enemies. Well, yeah, the 2/3 are getting it because they're enemies of Israel. They are not all Israel who are of Israel. But who else is getting it? Jaffa getting it. Right? Mau Mau getting it. Italy getting it. China getting it. The entire world banking system has collapsed. The fiat dollar, which reigned supreme for the last 50 years, is no more. The Saudis have gotten out of bed with America because America cannot uphold their part of the deal. In 1974, the American government and the Saudis reached a deal. No oil will be bought in any other currency but the American dollar, which makes it a fiat dollar because it's backed by force and not by gold or silver. So that 50 years was up. There was a 50-year lifespan on that deal, and it had to be renewed this year. Well, guess what? A few days ago, the Saudis didn't renew it. They joined the BRICS, which now makes the dollar useless. Stop me when I'm wrong. The American dollar is useless. And because the American dollar is useless, all right, on a global scale, everybody's broke. Now that the BRICS is online, all right, that's lawful money, not legal, lawful money, because it's backed by something concrete, the most reliable source on earth that you can back any currency by, which is gold and silver, which belongs to who? The children of Israel, the real children of Israel. So as the synagogue of Satan falls, the real Israel is on the rise. These are the tactics that the Most High is using. See, in order to take down any enemy, the first thing you have to do, you have to dishevel all forms of communication. And then you have to spread negative propaganda. That's what's being done. And this is what America's doing to try to stay afloat. All right? It's doing this to try to stay afloat because they have reached their wits' end. 2nd Esdras 6 and 9 is in full play. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the world to come. Now, it ain't taking the Most High 45 years to put his real children on the map. If you Pharisees were the real children of Israel, the one whom the Most High loves, he would have been done this back in the 70s when I was a baby. But he didn't. He waited till now to do it because y'all don't belong to him. Y'all don't mean shit to him, man. So stop me when I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. He knew with straight facts today. Let me give you Psalm 75. Start at verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But power is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So if y'all been on the scene all these years, why didn't that put America down under y'all watch? Answer me that. Why is he doing it now? America was the most powerful nation on the planet. The reason the Saudis said they would not trade oil in any other currency but America's dollar is because the Saudis depended on America to protect them from their surrounding enemies. So what happened? Now that America's weakened through the Universal Commercial Code, through the crashing of its economy, its corporations, its banks, its military is no longer feared in the earthly realm. The Russians have way more clout than the American military does now. They laughing at America. You got admirals and captains walking around in high-heel shoes. The Most High has broke America down, okay, to a point where they can never recover. America is the laughing stock, and he gave them a bumbling idiot for president. Their deal is soon. Their doom has been sealed, man. It's been sealed. Why do it now? Well, I'm going to read the scripture my damn self. Let's go to 2 Chronicles. Chapter 7. Verse 14. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land. He said he will forgive your sin. Well, how does he do that? Let's go to Zechariah chapter 7. No, Salat. Zechariah chapter 13. In that day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and uncleanness. He said he will forgive their sin. But without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sins. So blood got to be shed. Where's y'all blood at? Man, fuck you, man. You think your blood is relieving sin? Yeah, it is. It's exactly what it's doing. And anybody that's part of this house is under that sacrifice that I give. See? Stop me when I'm lying. So guess what? Now, the world's wealth is being gathered for the children of Israel. I was talking to Benny Rich this morning, aka Lava, right? We ran the numbers, man. Do y'all know that the BRICS dollar is trading now at $34 trillion every 10 days? $34 trillion. That means every 3 days it's trading at about $12 trillion every 3 days. Okay? Now, let me show y'all something. That's right now. Okay? In a year's time, you're looking at $115 trillion. $115 trillion. So that means that right now, gold, all right, is trading at $2,300 an ounce. When this shit gets rolling, you know how much gold is going to be per ounce? At least $1 trillion an ounce is what gold is going to be. And guess who that's coming to? The Israelites. This is why I said we're going to be a nation above every nation. We're going to be the lender and not the borrower, above and not beneath, the head and not the tail. We shall lend to them and never borrow. That's just a tablespoon of the numbers. $1 trillion an ounce. Now, nigga, can you buy that? I always want to say that, y'all. Look. Can y'all imagine never being broke again? Never being hungry? That's how. But you fucking dumbass Pharisees want to follow the doctrine that you're going to be in the wilderness using slingshots to hunt wild boars and wiping your ass with dry leaves. Well, you see to that. You see to that. While the real children of Israel, the bloodline of the kings, are living lavishly. Stop me when I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. I was just giving y'all a brief history of the fuckery that y'all have put out here in the world. Irrefutable, right? Evidence. Check the record, right? So, all I want to tell the Pharisees today, don't hate the player, hate the game. Giving all praises to Yahweh B'Shem HaMashiach Yahushai as we proceed, Royal House, stand on y'all square. I pray you was encouraged today. Getting the next video ready. All right. See y'all in a minute. Shalom.